Electric car sales in China have skyrocketed a further 42% in the month of April. 42%, which is insane. We're talking the world's biggest car market here. This means there's a very likely possibility that more than 16 million electric cars will be sold in China this year alone. More than 16 million. If you think about it, guys, all car sales worldwide are going to be about 80 million this year. At least 16 million of those will be electric just from China, without even counting EV sales in the rest of the world. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. In April, right? In April, 52.3% of all cars sold were electric. 52.3%. Now, of those, some were plug-in hybrids, some were fully electric, but around 70% were fully electric. So that gives you a good indicator of actually demand for electric cars is actually growing faster than demand for plug-in hybrids. China's new energy vehicle retail sales saw year-on-year growth last month, despite a decline from March. This means that at the wholesale level, sales were up 41%. The passenger car level, they're up 37%, even though they were down 7% from March, which is remarkable. So far this year, cumulative retail sales of China's passenger NEVs stood at 3.34 million, up 37% year over year. That's a pretty damn good number considering the fact that China doesn't buy many cars in the first 3 months of the year. I'm sure you guys know, but if you're new to the channel, in China, the months of January, February, and March, they really make up a very small percentage of China's car sales for the entire year. Probably around 50% of China's sales actually come in the final 4 months of the year. Now, wholesale sales of China's passenger NEVs or new energy vehicles in April were 1.14 million, up 41% and up 1% from March. So far this year, cumulative wholesale sales of passenger NEVs per cnevpost.com, I'll put a link to their website, was 3.99 million. Let's just go with 4 million. And an increase of 42% versus last year, a 42% increase. In April, China's retail sales of all passenger vehicles were 1.79 million, up 17% year on year, but 8% lower than March. So you can see here that EV sales they're growing almost every month. So you might be saying to yourself, well, who are the winners and losers here? Which car companies are doing well? Chery is doing very well. Their sales have grown. The company that you might have heard of, maybe not, called BYD. Yeah, obviously they're doing extremely well as well. They had sales of about 350,000. Zeekr, they're doing okay. I'd say, they're doing actually better than what it would appear because of the joint venture between Zeekr and because of the joint venture between Zeekr and Lynk & Co, their sales look a bit like they've increased, but they haven't really. But anyway, Zeekr and Lynk & Co sold just over 40,000 cars. XPeng, another amazing month for them, more than 35,000 sales. They've now had 6 months in a row of more than 30,000 sales. Leapmotor, great sales figures from Leapmotor. So there's some Chinese car companies that are doing incredibly well, taking advantage of this massive rise in vehicle sales. Of course, another one is Xiaomi. Xiaomi sold 25,000 vehicles, and that's just all they can make. Xiaomi have, I believe, they've maxed out production capacity for at least the next 6 months. So those are some of the car companies that are really killing it in China right now. For me personally, my big takeaway is this. I just think it's great to see this happen because I think within probably 3 or 4 years, all car sales in China will be NEVs. There'll be no non-NEVs. And as the rest of the world is basically following China and buying a lot of Chinese cars and also being influenced by what people in China want to buy, it's more likely to mean we're going to see more electric cars, more plug-in hybrids, more really good ones coming to the market. And that hopefully will enable us to get rid of internal combustion vehicles, period, like the way BYD did back in 2022. Hopefully we can get rid of them, period, worldwide within the next 10 years. Of course, other things like Europe's ban on internal combustion in 2035 is going to help with that. But we're going in the right direction. Just need a bit more of a push, a bit more encouragement, especially here in Australia and in the United States. A bit more encouragement. Tell your friends, have a test drive of my car. It's really good. Drive an EV. Very, very commonly when people have driven an electric car, they go, you know what, this is so much better than my car. And they go and actually buy one. Unfortunately, India has the worst air quality in the world. Many of the cities in India are highly polluted, and we know that there's actually attributed this pollution to millions of deaths every year. It's absolutely shocking. And I feel very, very sad for a lot of the families and children that have to live in this. Smog is horrendous in these places. As a result, local governments in India are considering banning the sale of internal combustion cars. I think they have to do this. I don't believe they have any choice. And this is the solution to millions of excess deaths. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to have you with us. So what's all of this about? Well, there was a media report recently revealing the 20 most polluted cities in the world. In the top 10, I believe quite a number of them were located in India. India is now mulling or considering a ban on internal combustion engines and then blocking fuel sales to older vehicles as well. In a bid to combat crippling air pollution in the capital city in India, Indian lawmakers have talked about a plan to phase out gas and diesel combustion vehicles by 2035. This would cause a huge shift in the global car landscape. By 2035, in fact, by 2030, internal combustion will be completely dead in China. And I believe it'll happen much sooner than that. I believe it'll happen by the end of 2027. There won't be any more internal combustion engine vehicles being sold in China. By 2035, I believe there won't be any hybrids being sold in China either. That means the world's largest car market of around 32 million cars, in fact, that's about 38% of the entire global car market, won't be selling internal combustion cars anymore. Now, if India follows suit, then that will have a huge change. Now, we're now looking at like a third of the world's population banning or getting rid of the sales of internal combustion cars. Europe is doing the same thing. Europe is saying 2035, no more cars that aren't electric. That's the second largest car market in the world. So if we put Europe together with India and China, well, I mean, that's like 60% of the world's car market. And that will mean that automakers, particularly Japanese and German ones, and possibly American as well, that rely on making money from internal combustion engine car sales are going to do what exactly? Well, no one knows. It's a total mystery. I don't think they even know themselves what they're going to do because they don't profit off electric cars and they may not be able to. Long considered one of the world's most polluted capital cities, Indian capital Delhi is taking huge steps to cut back pollution with a gas and diesel engine ban coming soon.